What up, pixel gangsters? Or if you're like me, you'd be a pixel retard. So I thought I'd do a quick view on how to do a TechPack in SKETCHFAB. It's not really made for that stuff, but it's more like the YouTube of 3D, I guess. If you don't know the platform, then go check it out. It's really cool. If you do know it, you probably know it's cool. And anyways, I just thought it was really nice to do this kind of in a way where you could hand over a product or an asset to someone and give them all the information that's needed from the file itself. Yeah, there's not really a standard for what a tech pack actually looks like. You could do it your own way, or it depends on who you're working with and if they have some way that they like to deal with. Yeah, I guess it has different specs, so it depends. And this is not the actual asset we're going to use. It's a previous sketch of the asset, which is also similar because actually sometimes, your design gets updated throughout the different phases. And I mean, you'd still have to go back and update the file itself. So yeah, you would probably have like an overview of your product, which also that needs to go into SketchFab as well. So you need to have kind of like let's say a product brief. It would typically carry obviously like the name of your product. So mine is like Call Me Maybe, CHROMEFILLET, SS18. So it's the season like spring, summer 18, for example. I know it doesn't look futuristic, but whatever. So that kind of stuff that you would put in here is basically like the business unit, and we're PIXELFONDUE, obviously. And then you have like what line it is and what range. So maybe, I don't know, like the range is a lifestyle. Part of the range is a line called CHROMEFILLET. Maybe it's like a specific material that we only use for that line. Again, the season. So the date is not the date of the actual product because you don't really have it. It's just the date of when you have created the tech pack and you're sending it off. And then you have the location, which is basically like where you're creating the product, so where your design team and the pattern and the development and everybody's at. I guess if they were in different locations, you would probably need to put that as well. I'm not sure. Again, there's no standard. It depends on the people that you're working with. So I have here noted down like who designed the shirt, and it's a Pixel Gangsta. The pattern maker was your mama. The developer was Pixel Fairy, and then obviously again the product name, and then a fit reference. So basically this is just giving information off of let's say when you want to create, a new, for example, like I want to create this shirt, and maybe I've done a shirt that I liked a few seasons ago that had a really nice fit to it. I've just changed the design. So I could just say, okay, look, there's this fit, and the fit belonged to the shirt that was called, or the product that was called, Check Yourself Before You Wreck Yourself. And so I would probably provide that CAD file or the pattern for that as well. You would probably give in the 3D file if you had it built up as well. And then obviously things like labels and packaging. Other things are where this is what basically you're going to see what we're going to do in SketchFab. And it's basically calling out the different parts of the product and what. Sorry, that was my air freshener. I think you're going to start hearing that quite often in my videos. But anyways, so yeah, it'll just be calling out the different materials and textures or fabrics and kind of the trims and logos and everything that's going on the garments. In your case, it could be any product. And then obviously you also need to take care that you always need to provide the CAD file. I mean, unless you're creating something which you don't have a pattern to, then obviously if you're sending it up to a factory or so, they will create it for you. But if you have something specific, you need to also call that out as well. And so you have also your colorways. So you would typically place your colorways, and you'd have a different colorway ID. Some people call them article numbers. And it's the same thing. You have to go about to every single part in your product and make sure that within each colorway you're calling out the correct colors for all the, whether it's a fabric, it's a trim. You could have a stitch that's maybe green in one shirt and then in another colorway it's black. So it'll have the same ID, but then, I mean, the stitch would have the same ID because it's identifying that part of the workmanship, but then it'll be a different color, so you need to make sure you put that in. And yeah, so that's basically just a quick overview of the TechPack, and let's jump into SKETCHFAB.